All right, race fans. Well, throwback night tonight here at Darlington. Lady in black, and I'm gonna tell you what, we're gonna see some probably Darlington stripes here. We're in the middle of qualifying right now. Actually, qualifying's about to come to a close here for the Sim500 SimSpeedShop.com Truck Series. As always, I'm Joe White up here in the booth, and hey, I got not only a one-time but two-time champ up here with me, Gerald J. Weezy. What's going on, Gerald?
Hey man, I'm doing good. You didn't have to do that though.
Absolutely. I got a legend in the booth with me.
Though.
Hey, I got a legend in the booth with me. Now I got a two-time champ in the booth with me. I mean, what more can I ask for, man? Come on.
Hey man, I appreciate that. It does sound good though. I like hearing it.
That's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah. Well, qualifying, Justin Fuller, and we got a full field here tonight. Gonna be a good one. What do you think, Darlington? This track, whoo, tough one.
Oh, it's super tricky out there. You know, it's your typical Darlington, you know. Like you said, coming in, it's probably going to be some Darlington stripes out there. We'll see. It's a little loose out there. I ran out there for a little bit just to see what it was like in the OSRN truck, and I parked that thing pretty quick. But, yeah, it's a little slick.
Yeah, I feel for the guys, man. I'll be honest with you, this is one of the tracks that I just don't like. Now, we should see a lot of cool paint jobs out here. And hopefully, I've got trading paints up, refreshed it during qualifying, so hopefully it does show a lot of these guys awesome paint jobs. Got a lot of throwbacks here. Supposedly, a lot of these guys are going to have, so we'll have to keep, watch out for that. And I'll even try to get a rundown through the field here tonight, so we definitely get to see it. But I mean, it's inevitable. They called it the Darlington stripe, which basically hitting the outside wall. What do you think?
Yeah, I think a few of them is going to have some stripes on their truck before it's over with. So those throwback schemes might have been edited by the time this is over with. And I had one. I had one last week there at Bristol. You know, it's typical to get into the wall here. Sometimes you drive it really hard, and that's just part of it. But yeah, it's Darlington. It ain't gonna be no different than any other Darlington you've seen.
Yeah, like I said, one groove style track here as we're getting set here to go racing. Let's grid these guys up as Justin Fuller puts it on pole here tonight. Trey Edson, he's going to be on the outside starting at third. Chad Coleman, pole points leader right now. Fourth place starter Anthony DeBarro. Fifth place man Nick Cohan. Starting sixth, Doey Wood. Seventh place starter Josh Parker. Eighth place there, Steve Goschalk. Starting in ninth, Chad Cole. And Ryan Howard rounds out the top 10. We look through here. Hey, you know what I say week in and week out, Gerald? Some bad, fast drivers, some bad, fast trucks. About to do some things on an awful bad, fast track here tonight.
Awful bad, fast, tricky track here at Darlington. You got a lot of different keys that play into getting around this thing. Got to hit your marks everywhere you go. But Aftermath Motorsports looking good, man. Starting on the front row.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Man, I tell you, you get a little pumped up here. Now, with this track, a lot of guys talk about grooves and how it comes into play. I kind of look at this place as just having one groove.
Yeah, it's mostly that's the way it is. You know, as soon as they can, they're going to get single file, and you'll see them running, single file there as soon as they can. But it's just the way the track is, and with it being a little slick, I think we're going to have a few cautions here tonight. So guys got to be very careful. They got to be super careful at that slick track like it is out there, and Darlington, and a lot of fast drivers. That could create a lot of chaos, but we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. Going to be a good one here as we're getting set here to go racing Darlington style. South Carolina, south of where I'm at. I'm in North Carolina.
Hey, it's right down the street, huh?
Well, maybe not right down the street, but it's right down the road.
It ain't too far. Right around the corner.
Yeah, hop, skip, and a jump. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a little closer to you than it is to me, up here in Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. There you go. Well, pace car's pulling them around. I'm going to tell you what, I think we're just going to see about as much fireworks as we saw at Bristol. And, like I say, we go from Bristol to a track like Darlington, You know, this is really still considered kind of a small style track and tricky. You know, we talk about tricky tracks, we talk about this and that. But man, this place here is just very technical and hard on your nerves.
Absolutely, these guys are going to be. It's going to be nerve-wracking to say the least. You know, and when we say tricky, we mean it's going to be pretty tricky out there tonight. So, you know, if I had to guess on cautions, I'd say we'd have one here quite early. Just a guess, though, you know. We'll see how that goes.
Pace cars in. We're going racing here at Darlington style, folks. Hang on to your hats. Buckle them up. We're gone. Justin Fuller, green flag flies. We are racing here for the Sim500, simspeedshop.com truck series here. And Justin Fuller gets a good jump. That's what he wants, to get out there, put his own pace. You don't want to get caught side by side early on.
Yeah, they left our points leader side by side with the 5 of Anthony DeBarro right there, but they got it squared away there before they got down into 3, because 1 and 2 is a little easier to get through than 3 and 4. And, you know, I called it, Joe.
You did. Caution. 34's around in the Skull Bandit machine. Sean Bounty. Well,
yeah, it looked like...
Hey Gerald, he said last week that he wanted air time and that he might have had to wreck to get it. Well, there you go.
Yeah, you know, I mean, in his defense, it wasn't his fault. You know, they're a little tricky coming off of 2 there. It seems like that wall sticks out. Sometimes feels like there's a magnet on it. Kind of sucks you in there, and it looked like it did that to the 6 there as they made contact since the 34 round. But I think he'll be all right there. Yeah. A little bit of damage on his truck. Should be able to get it fixed.
Well, you know, we were just talking about that. Darlington Stripe, tricky track, and this place, for some reason, that wall will just step out and bite you. It'll suck you up in there. It's almost like it gets very, very tight coming off there, and you saw it side by side for a long time here. It just does not work. I don't care if you're on good tires, old tires, medium tires. This place, man, is a handful.
Yeah, Joe, and I know a lot of drivers, and I don't know a driver that hasn't got into the wall off of 2. 2's one of the most difficult turns to come off of, because like you said, coming through 1 and 2, it's like a single groove there, and it's just really tricky to explain. I have to think about it a little bit, but you got to hit your marks. You got to use one side or the other of the track, and you got to... There's a certain way you come off of 2, and if you come off wrong, it's really hard to stay off that wall there in 2.
I'll be honest with you, Gerald. I never could figure this place out. I tried to drive it, and I'm like you. When I come up, it seems like, you know, going into the turns is always fine. Maybe through the middle, it seemed like the car wanted to glide up, or truck wanted to kind of glide up to the wall. But coming off the turn, it just seemed like the way it comes off the turn, and like you said, it's hard to explain. It's almost like the wall just snaps out there at you, and it's just, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, jump out and bite you for sure, you know. And with the track being so warm, I believe it's like 107 maybe. I can't remember.
Showing 107, 78 and 107 right now.
Yeah, so it's nice and slick out there, and that allows for those tires to not want to get into the track and give you that grip that you're looking for. And same thing with the rear tire. That was the front tires I was talking about. The rear tires, sometimes it don't want to hook either, and therefore it'll come around if you turn that steering wheel too hard. Well, the problem is here at Darlington is you got to really turn that steering wheel to get off of 2 without getting into that wall, but you got to do it at a perfect way to where it don't swing the back end around. And you know, it's almost like a double-edged sword there. Yep.
Well, folks, you're seeing all the trucks white. I'm gonna do one refresh here just to make sure we're getting these paint jobs loaded up. A lot of these guys want, you know, they put special style paint jobs out there, kind of throwback schemes, so to speak, and want to make sure that they got loaded up. You know, sometimes if I do it a couple times or 1 or 2 times, you know, it'll do it. But again, you know, sometimes, you know, and I know, Gerald, trading paint's got a mind of his own.
Yeah, it's tricky sometimes, you know, but you're right. If you do what you're doing, it should work out pretty good. I think I got it together here. I can see a lot of great looking cars or trucks out there. Of course, yep. I call them race cars, so I always say cars, but yeah, I mean, these trucks are beautiful, man, and you know, you can only try your best. That's all you can do.
I see Justin Fuller. He's still in his popcorn truck. Is that what you seeing him in?
Black on the front, yellow on the sides.
Yep. All right, just
Yeah,
making sure.
looking good. Chad Coleman still the points leader coming in tonight. He's been leading every race as we've come into. He's been coming in as the points leader with 10 top fives, 13 top tens. He's got a 117-point lead over Scott Simley. Scott Simley's holding down that number 2 spot. EJ O'Rourke, he's in third. Doy Woods and Justin Fuller rounds out the top 5. Justin Fuller and Doy Woods traded spots there. Justin was in 4th last week, so Doy Woods making a move for the top.
There you go. Well, you know, we started out good this season as pace cars pulling out of turn 4. Lights off. We're going back green flag racing here at Darlington for the Sim500 SimSpeedShop.com Truck Series. Pace cars in. Here we go. We're going to line them up. What's up, old? How you doing out there? As Justin Fuller's out front. Trey Edson, green flag flies. We're back racing here at Darlington. And again, Justin Fuller, what he wanted. He got out front right there really quick. But behind him with the points leader, they're going to go side by side in turn 1.
Yeah, they went single file quick, at least the top 7, 8 trucks. And, you know, it seems like everybody's being very patient here early. A long way to go. No need to put the pressure on each other very early on in the race like we are here now. But you see a couple guys side by side right now, a little further in the back. I think back in the around 20th, 22nd place. You got the 55, Timothy Johnson. He's battling with the 53, and the 51 of Nick Timms making some moves back there. So some of the guys in the back trying to move their way up through the field here, which means they got to really put the pressure on some of these guys and let them on by. Either that or just race their way around. But usually you put enough pressure on somebody, they'll let you by this early.
And what you saw right there, Nick Timms, the move he did is probably one of the kind of won't say a textbook style move, a pass here at Darlington. He kind of looks like what we'd call it the apron. He dove the apron going in and then let it glide up, but he was able to clear him going into the middle of the turn. And that's probably the best way to pass because you don't get caught side by side coming off the turn, which is what you don't want to happen, is come off the turn side by side.
Yeah, you don't want to be side by side at any point on this racetrack. I mean, the straightaways wouldn't be too bad, but anytime you're in the corner, you definitely want to be single file there. If you let somebody by, you want to do it on the straightaways. But, you know, him diving down into the corner like you seen there is just, you know, him trying to get in there without being side by side next to anybody else. Great looking truck there. He's got the fire flames on the front of that thing, man, that 51, and he is flying.
Yeah, he's on the inside there of Stevie Minson, and again, he does that same move. So that's kind of a textbook pass that he's doing right now, trying to get everything he can. That's another thing here, Gerald. Get everything he can on new tires, because after a while, those tires are just going to give up the ghost.
Oh yeah, but you know the question is, you know, Stevie let him by. He probably waved him around in the window, said, "Come on by here," and he dove it down in there and got around him. But is he going to be the same way here later on older tires when Stevie runs him down? If he does, you know, we'll find out. Because I've let a lot of guys by early on, you know, being nice, trying to take care of my equipment, and then later on I get back on them, they want to race me hard. So you kind of remember those things, and drivers remember each other, but they're doing a lot of communicating out there. On a track like this, you have to.
Yeah, and I know you're one of the best, man, at the long style runs, kind of being just patient, like you just said. Let those guys, man, that want to be aggressive early on, be aggressive, and then sit back and just start picking them off as later on in the run. We'll have to see if that holds up, because right now everybody's doing what they need to be doing. Single file, Justin Fuller still out front in this one with Trey Edson right there on his back tailgate, along with Anthony Navarro, Chad Coleman, and Doy Woods in the top 5 position here. So right now, this is what we were talking about, Gerald. Everybody's single file, being a little patient.
Yeah, and we might see some green flag pit stops depending on how these trucks act on older tires here. Once they get on a longer run, they might be a little harder to control. I've already seen a few trucks get into the wall there coming through 3 and 4. They just lightly tapped it, though, so it's not a big deal. And you'll see that a lot here tonight. These guys will just scrape the wall. It's not really putting a whole lot of damage onto that truck there. Aerodynamics does play a role here, but not as much as, say, Talladega, Michigan, or some of those bigger tracks. This is a tricky track, and it's going to be fun to see how this plays out. Green flag stops will be interesting. This is one of the trickiest places to get on pit road, especially with a hot track like that, because you try to get everything you can out of that truck. And the way that you enter pit road here, it's really slick on that apron. You got to come down into 3 and ride around the apron through 3 and 4 there. And if you don't have that thing wound down, man, it'll kick out on you.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A good battle going on here for the second place. Anthony Navarro, he's right there on the tailgate of Trey Etzen. Maybe might be a touch faster, just trying to be patient as you see the 10. But you're just talking about it right there. Got up our ever so slightly against the wall, kind of brushed it a little bit, gave him that little black stripe.
Yeah, it's the second time I've seen him do that, and maybe it's part of his little strategy there to get close to the wall as possible. And like I just said, scraping that wall just a little bit ain't too bad.
Slamming the side of the wall, that's what's going to be the worst part. And we'll probably see a couple guys do that. Typically a lot of guys go, man, just follow the leader here at Darlington. Hey, you just got to be patient here. This is not a track where you go in there and, let me rephrase. You could go in there and try to go gun-ho. Probably not going to work out for you, though.
Yeah, it might be follow the leader, but if you're faster than a truck in front of you, you're going to try to get around him regardless if, a lot of people's out there playing follow the leader. But, these guys, it's early on. They're trying to get the feel of the track, see what kind of times they can run, see how long they can stay out. I even seen our leader just there getting to the wall just a little bit there. So, everybody's running, I'd say pretty hard there, but they're not really just hammer down. They're just trying to give it the best they can without too much, without getting into the wall too hard there. On these, a lot of people don't understand when you get into the wall with one of these race cars, it'll knock the toe out, and this thing it'll handle.
Yeah, well, you just saw right there, pass for second place, Anthony Navarro. It was kind of interesting. Trey Etzen, and I think what you were just speaking of, understood the situation. He actually pulled down the inside, let Anthony go to the outside. Hey, you're a little quicker. I'm having a little trouble with tires here, as he's got Chad Coleman on his back. Let's see if he does the same thing here. Like you said, might have just said, look, you go. I'm trying to figure this place out and be patient. It's a long way to go here left in the race.
Yeah, I don't blame him at all, man. I tell you what, though, Chad Coleman in the 20, he looks really good. He's out there. He's running a really good line. I haven't seen him get into the wall at all, and he's extremely fast. He's up in the top 5. He's looking good. Here lately we've been seeing him come up through the field. Tonight, he decided to start up towards the front and run, so I wouldn't count him out on finishing this thing in victory lane. He's looking good out there right now.
And got the title sponsor truck, Sim500.com, right there on the sides, flying those colors, looking good so far in the 4th place. Gonna go a little further back here. Got a good gaggle of machines here, nose to tail. Looks like Josh Parker there, Steve Goschalk, Ryan Howard, Chad Cole in the mix. So kind of a little bit of packs here. But again, everybody just being patient. And I'm looking at some of these paint jobs, man. I'm going to tell you, I'm trying to figure out some of them. Some of them I recognize. Some of them are probably I was too young to recognize. But there's some nice looking ones out here, Gerald.
Too young.
Well, yeah, look, I've been watching NASCAR since 1900.
1890.
Yeah.
You're only 100.
Yeah,
100,
that's right.
119.
119.
These 4 trucks.
If I'm still up here at 119 sounding like this, I'm doing pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I don't doubt it, Hey, Tim's doing just fine.
Oh,
so.
Yeah.
You never know when it's your time. But these 4 trucks looking good. Looks like the 33 making a move on the 81 or the 91 of Steve Goschalk. The 33 moves that up into the number 8 spot there. Ryan Howard really good on the long runs. He's starting to show it now here as the 82. Steve says, go on by.
Yeah, he got a good pass right there. Coming off the turn, got it down the straightaway. And a little bit behind them was talking about Nick Timms earlier. Oh, didn't quite get around E.J. O'Rourke. Man, this is what we're talking about. This is not what you want to do. Coming off the turn. Well, they got that settled right there, but it's going to leave the opening for Timothy Johnson to try to sneak on by.
Yeah, Nick Timms, one of the guys, seemed like he's running really hard, but he's making some moves out there. And he's up to, where's he at, 17th right now. Yeah, but he's been really pushing that 51 truck. Him and the 55 as well. We know EJ's out there driving the wheels off that thing. So these 3 or 4 trucks right here would be fun to watch because you got what, Mr. Excitement there, and the 96 as well, and the 12 of Scott Simley, which is second in points. There's the 55 moves to the inside, trying to pull a pass over on EJ O'Rourke. Nick Timms pulls up right on the back bumper there. As you see, the 55 loses a little bit of momentum. But EJ's going to have to let him in there, man, because he already committed to letting him by there. But look, the 51 says, while the door's open, I'll take that. And here comes Stevie.
You know, I don't know if you caught what happened right there. EJ O'Rourke come out of turn 2, and he was all kind of sideways. That could have been disastrous in front of all those trucks. He was able to gather it up, and old Timothy Johnson made a good evasive move on the inside and got around him. Problem is, you know, he lost so much momentum. But that's a little scare right there.
Yeah, you know, when you do that, it kind of, like you said, it scares you a little bit. And with him having those trucks behind him, he probably felt more comfortable just letting them on by, which is the reason why he did let him go.
Yeah. Well, Jason Barham, he's traded in the kick-ass beef jerky machine in for the Skull Bandit. Now, I do know that one. That's Harry Gant style.
Jason Barham, the 83.
Yeah, that's now that might be, I don't know, for your age there, Gerald.
What?
I'm just saying. I don't know. I mean, what are you, like 15?
I'm older than you, ain't I?
Man, come on now.
Come on now. You might have me by a year or two, but
a year or two, man. I hear you.
Yeah. I'm 70s, baby.
Oh, is that what it? Yeah, the gangster.
Oh, I was a rapper, now I'm a gangster.
You're a rapping gangster. You're a rapping gangster. Yeah, rapping gangster. That's it.
Rapping gangster.
Hey, two-time champ, man. I'm going to tell you. He's the two-time champ. And the reason I say that, folks, is because he's a champ in the trucks. I've seen him win many races. He's a champ in the Xfinities. So, you know, any info we can get up here, obviously Gerald's going to, you know, keep us informed on what's going on. You know, you know these things. You drive them week in and week out a lot. And it's just, right now, what do you see? You seen anything on the track different that you would do different than these guys are doing?
I tell you what, Joe, I've thought about this a couple days ago. And, you know, if people actually give away a lot of secrets up here. So, you know, and if it can help you, hey, take it and put it to use. But, you know, I just got to be easy. Like I said, track's really hot. It's easy to get that thing sideways. Got to be very careful. So on one hand, you're going to get sideways and you might spin out. On the other hand, you might hit the wall. So you just got to be super careful out there. Don't push the issue. And if you're faster than somebody or somebody's faster than you, let them go. And just run your race. That's all you got to do.
And the next one, always 4 tires and fuel.
Here for sure, yeah. You know, on a tighter track, you might try 2 tires to loosen you up a little bit. I wouldn't do it if I hadn't tried it in practice. But, you know, everybody's different. Some people throw a Hail Mary or just try anything.
Yeah. But. Well, you know, your philosophy on things, a lot of how I drove too, you know, definitely be patient, kind of let the race come to you. It's more of a, what I got to say, what is it? You know, you can win a lot, but consistency wins championships, and being patient that's a championship kind of mentality is the way I look at it.
Tech Home is a prime example. You know, he come out, he won those 2 races. He hasn't been in victory lane since, but he's been consistent. He's been running, you know, very well. And like I said earlier, 10 top 5s and I think 13 or 14 top 10s. There's only been, I think, 6 races he hadn't finished in the top 10. So, you know, that's consistent right there. And it's so consistent that he's been our points leader the whole season, and that's hard to do. I mean, he should get some kind of trophy for that. I mean, 19 races. This is race number 20 here, and he's led every race. As he's come into every race as the points leader. That's a big thing.
Phenomenal. That's that is awesome, man. Chad Coleman right there in the SimSpeedShop.com, title sponsor here for the Truck Series here at the Sim500, doing an outstanding job. Like you said, I mean, he knows the formula here. Sometimes it's not all about winning. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know guys want to be competitive. They want to come out. They want to win week in and week out. But the big picture is championship, and he knows that down the road, and he's got a formula. Now, he might pick that pace up as we get closer in, but as of right now, you know, you just saw Nick Cohan go up underneath him. But I think we're having some green flag pit stops here, Gerald.
Yep, it should be coming up soon. If not now, I think we got a couple on pit road. Anthony DeBarro down there. I think Joe Hudson came in. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, there's a couple people on pit road now.
Yeah, it looks like I'm trying to look here who might have actually. Trying to look at these stints out here to see who has come in and who hasn't. Definitely Anthony DeBarro. He's on pit road now. Don't really see anybody else yet.
Stevie Minson come in. Oh no, he didn't. Sorry.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I saw a couple other guys, but it looks like Anthony might be one of the first ones to come in here. As here comes Nick Cohan, and man, you talked about it. Getting on pit road, you just see he was having an awful time trying to get that thing woed down.
Yeah, it's tricky, man. Nick Cohan, first 3-time winner over here, and he come off a win at Bristol, so he's looking to make it 2 in a row.
And look at that right side. Already got some crinkles on that right side. That's just due to, well, got to save the wall here.
On Nick's car?
Yeah, Nick Cohan, 57.
I have to check him out here. Let me get my binoculars out.
I'm showing him in a full-on red machine, so I'm not
that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I'm not quite
number.
sure is that a throwback of somebody that just had a red truck or car or something in the day. I don't know. Maybe somebody out in the chat can enlighten us, or Gerald can do an investigative reporting.
Well, sometimes I can tell by the numbers, the color of the numbers. You know, and you might be right about what you're saying, but it could also be some kind of issue with something.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I'm seeing the same thing.
Yeah, I'm just making sure you're seeing what I'm seeing, because I don't want to, you know, I know a lot of these guys have been, oh, what am I paint job? Hey, look, I'm trying. All right, no.
Yeah, and I seen that little bit of damage there he had on the right side.
Yep. Yeah, I got a feeling that was just, you know, again, what we talked about. Maybe got up there, kissed the wall just a little bit.
Yeah, it's not a big thing here, I don't think. Looks like, I say, EJ, he's right in front of him here. I think he's getting ready to come down pit road. Oh, no, maybe not. But, yeah, a lot of trucks out there with a little bit of damage. As I watch them come off of turn 4 here, I can see the right side of that truck. And
well, that's typical, and I think that right side's going to take a boom. John Jenkins says, Norm Benning, 57. So you're saying Norm Benning.
That's his paint.
Okay, so that's definitely probably way back before I was watching. I'll have to look that one up on who. Excuse me if I say I have no clue who Norm Benning is.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You know who that is?
Absolutely not.
Not me either. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna sit up here and try to say, oh yeah, we know who that. No, I have no clue. You know, but you know what? Cool. It's interesting that it would be just an all red paint like that. So it must have been way back, you know, and obviously we're in a time and age where sponsors is the big thing. You know, back in the day there, Gerald, a lot of these cars and trucks, they came out, they didn't have sponsors on them.
Yeah, and Norm Benning, one of the he's a truck guy, man, American professional stock car racing driver and team owner. He competes in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. I think he drives the number 6 truck.
Okay, so is he a newer style driver? Maybe that's just why I don't know.
I think he's like 66 years old.
Okay, so he's been driving for a long while then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's about 19th in the points as well.
Oh, okay. Well, good deal. Well, there you go, man. Always get some good investigative ones.
Norm Benning Racing.
Okay, John Jenkins says he ran that scheme at Eldora a few years ago at the Mud Summer Classic. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, so you're saying, John, he actually basically ran an all red scheme out here, no sponsors or anything on it, which is, like I say, back in the day, hey, you know, you got it, win.
That's right, yeah. With the yellow number as well.
Well, we are definitely getting some call outs now. I got the people out there that what is that, Sim500 Productions out there. He said he ran it all season before, not just in Eldora. He ran it all season before, not just Eldora. It was like 2014. And you know, Cal out there says a pretty old track scheme. Yeah, you know, and that's what I've got a feeling there too, Gerald. And it's good, man, that a lot of guys, man, know the history and stuff like that. Again, it's good to see some of them. We'll get through fanning through. I was just kind of curious, because it was a solid color. That kind of brought my eye.
Yeah, I mean, you know, now that we're talking about it, I remember him in the in an older truck. You know, back. It's been a while since I've seen him. I haven't been watching many truck races, but I remember him a few years back in one of the older style trucks in that all red paint.
Well, it's a good one, man, to be bringing up right there. I tell you, that one's
pretty cool.
Yeah, no doubt about it. As you know, we'll definitely look through the field here. Let's get through all these green flag stops.
Here comes our leader.
Yep, but get through all these green flag stops here, Gerald, and then we'll do a rundown, and we'll maybe talk about some of the paints. Like, here's another one, Nick Timms with the flames. Again, it's just a flame truck, black. Really no sponsors on it. Not 100% sure if that's a throwback or if that's just something he made. Maybe somebody out there again can do it.
It's a good-looking truck. I know that.
Yeah, I like the paint job. That's what I'm saying. See, I don't know if he just came out here with a throwback and somebody actually in NASCAR really ran that or is running it now. But just kind of just caught my eye. Because a lot of times you see trucks, you see a truck or something like that without a sponsor, just with a solid style paint or something. Yeah, it's kind of unique, but you know, we know some of the others. 51.
Oh, Nick. Okay.
Nick Timms.
I forgot who was driving it.
Nick Timms out there. I call him Mr. 9-time. Don't know why they call him 9-time. I don't know, it's 9-time record, 9-time something. I know it's not 9-time champ, but yeah, 9-time something. That's what he said.
It might be the Matt Snyder scheme. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm just taking a guess, but I don't know. Snyder. I think Matt Snyder had one.
Well, sounds like we've got some historians out here in the chat that might know, and we'll see if some of these guys, man, come up here.
If I'm right.
Yeah. So Gerald says, what'd you say, Matt Snyder?
Matt Snyder, I think.
Matt Snyder. Okay.
Looks like a Matt Snyder scheme.
All right. Well, and it's interesting because you just don't see paint jobs like that much anymore in NASCAR because, you know, it's a corporate world now, that's why. But you just don't see that stuff really anymore.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I totally agree with you, Joe.
Unless you're, you know, unfortunately, and I don't want to talk bad about him, unless you're just a way low budget team. I have seen, now let me take it back. I have seen in the truck series a guy, no sponsor, obviously come out there and, you know, have nothing, but usually you see a name of something on them, but you just don't see some kind of wild paint jobs like what they got like there. Not much anymore anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting talking about these paint jobs since they decided to run this throwback. It's got me looking at these trucks trying to think of who they are, you know.
Well, I know the one right there on this tailgate, that's a Mark Martin scheme, Maxwell House.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember. Now, he ran, you're talking about way back, that's about the 80 scheme right there. So you're taking it way back into the day. Maxwell House, then he went to Folgers, I believe it was. So, you know, kind of telling my age a little bit on that one. But, yeah, I remember the Maxwell House being drove by old Mark Martin.
Yeah, and while we were talking about it, a lot of guys had made their way on the pit road. Justin Fuller, Ryan Howard's been in. Trey Edson, Nick Timms came in a little earlier than those guys. But Josh Parker, he just came back out a few laps ago. Chad Coleman and Chad Cole been out there for about 3 or 4 laps. So a lot of guys just getting back out there, getting back into swinging things.
Absolutely. There's some good ones out here. You know, again, we're we're throwing it back here at Darlington here tonight for the Simspeedshop.com truck series for the Sim500. A lot of Sims in there on that one. Sorry about that. But some good ones. Gale Brook. You see his paint job out there. That's good old Darrell Waltrip throwback right there.
Love some Darrell Waltrip.
Yep, he's got the Western Auto out there. That's way back. There's somebody else drove that too, but I most know it for Darrell Waltrip.
Yeah, Darrell Waltrip, and I love old NASCAR, man. Old NASCAR was the best.
Oh yeah, it was some cool stuff back in the day.
Richard Petty.
Yep.
All those guys, man.
Joe Hudson got another good one out there.
As a crew chief.
Yep. Larry Mack. Joe Hudson got another one. Tony Stewart paint job out there.
Hey, big time Tony Stewart fan. I got a lot of his cars and stuff put up. I won't even pull them out. No, I won't even let them get dusty. Big Tony Stewart fan. I love his Stewart House Racing, man. They're a great team.
Yeah, well, you'll like that paint job. It's a throwback to the Home Depot, the all orange and black right there in the number 17.
Yeah, it's a beautiful truck.
Just kind of showing them off here a little bit, kind of go, because everything's kind of jumbled up a little bit. We've had green flag pit stops here. I think pretty much about everybody's in. Now, Anthony DeBarro's actually been there. Obviously, Anthony, he runs a kind of a throwback week in and week out. Silver Bullet there with the Coors Light was back in the Sterling Marlin days.
Hey, it's the Silver Bullet right now. He's out front. He's on a different strategy, I think, than Justin Fuller, because he's been out there. He pitted about 12 laps before Justin did, but he came out with the lead. He's been out there leading laps. He's been out there. He's led 6 laps so far, so he's looking good out there. The number 5 Coors Light truck looks good. He's fast.
Got a bullet up underneath the hood of it right now, and he is definitely looking good as Anthony Navarro's out front. Nick Cohan sitting in second. Doey Woods right up there in the 3rd place spot, and he's got a Dale Jarrett throwback style scheme there. I'm not sure of the sponsor on it, but I can tell by the color scheme of it. Not the right sponsors on it, but that is definitely a throwback to what Dale Jarrett rode back in the 90s.
There you on?
Doey Woods.
Oh, Doey. Yeah,
it's not the right sponsor, but it's the right color scheme for the Dale Jarrett throwback there.
Oh yeah. And he's ridden that, I think this whole season.
Yeah, he has. So a lot of these guys actually, throwing it back and running the same thing that they run all season, like you just said. Timothy Johnson, trying to figure his out, the 55. I'm not quite sure.
I'm just glad it ain't a Kentucky Wildcat truck.
Oh Lord. What's
I'm a Cardinal fan. It's a rival team of ours. He'd know. If he went back and watched this, he'd know.
Okay, gotcha.
From what I just said.
Oh, okay.
I just touching at him though. I love this guy, man. Timothy Johnson's awesome driver. And I got a lot of Kentucky friends, Kentucky fans that are my friends, so it's nothing personal.
Yeah, well, hey, look, man, y'all love that college stuff, man. I don't watch much college. There's another one, the 31 machine there, Douglas Hess. I'm trying to get a good shot there. That almost looks like kind of a skull style paint job, but I'm not 100% window gang, but I'm trying to imagine what the throwback scheme is, if there is one there, what it would be.
Yeah, window gang. That face looks familiar, that little guy he's got on there.
Yeah, it's close to what the
windowgang.com.
Yeah, who knows. Well, I tell you what, since we are sitting here talking about all of the drivers, might as well just go ahead and do the rundown order here, the OSR Network rundown order, and let's talk about and show off some of these paints, because the man out front, he's got a good throwback there to Sterling Marlin. The Coors Light, the Bullet machine. Anthony DeBarro started 4th. He is currently sitting out front right now, the number 5. Nick Cohan, we were just talking about it, the all red machine out there. Good looking throwback that he's running. Started 5th. He's sitting in the 2nd place spot right now. Timothy Johnson The USAA machine there started 23rd. He's up to 3rd, so he's having a phenomenal night right now. Trey Edson, well, he started 2nd. He's in 4th after the pit stops here in the CarQuest machine. Sean Castro right there with the Maxwell House throwback there. Mark Martin started 13th. He is up to 5th right now. Justin Fuller, I call it the popcorn machine out there. He's in the 52. Started on pole tonight. He is sitting in 6th right now. Joey Woods, throwback back there to Dale Jarrett Day, started 6th, currently sitting in 8th. Josh Parker, he's been fast all season long. He's got the JR Motorsports machine out there, started 7th, currently sitting in 9th. Nick Timms, he is out here. They call him 9 times. He's got a good throwback with the flames of flying, and he's been on fire since the start of this race. He started in 24th. He's up to 10th right now. Steve Goschalk, well, he's Miller and Miller High right now as he is running. Started 8th, currently sitting in 11th. Tommy Rhines, he's got that Northern Tools Plus equipment machine, started 29th, up to 12th. Chad Coleman, points leader in the SimSpeedShop.com machine. Well, he's going to battle it out and try to take that number 12th spot, but he's currently 13th. Chad Cole, one of the most consistent drivers we have here in the Sim500 truck and car series, both, as he started 9th, right now in the 14th spot. Michael Prister and that Bad Boys Welding, well, week in and week out, he brings that thing out, looks good and sharp. Started 11th, currently 15th. Scott Simley tracks us out there, running good. He started 14th, sitting 16th right now. Nick Silver, good throwback in the Azaltics.com as he's started 15th. He's up to 17th. Michael Walters behind him there in the Coca-Cola. He started 18th, currently sitting 18th. Dwight Beverly and the Patriot Fire Machine, he was 19th and he's still 19th. Joey Katina and the Milter Brothers machine, not 100% sure on who that is. Maybe if somebody out there in the chat again wants to look that one up there, because that one kind of looks like maybe one of the older style paint schemes or a lower style budget one. Just check it out. But right now, Joey Katina started 31st, sitting in the 20th spot. Glenn Campbell, Trans Service machine out there tonight, started 17th. He's currently 21st. 22nd man, EJ O'Rourke, trying to get a capitalize. He started 12th. He's falling off the pace just a little bit. He's back in the 22nd spot right now. Josh Mayu, he's back in the Valvoline. Looks like another throwback to Mark Martin, if not mistaken, but he's started 16th, currently 23rd. Stevie Minson, we call him Mr. Excitement, and the Maxis machine started 21st, sitting 24th. Randy Yoakum, he's up there in the Caps machine. He has started 22nd, sitting 25th right now. Joe Hudson, he's got that throwback to Tony Stewart right there as he started 33rd, up to 26th right now. 27th place man to Gail Brooks and the Darrell Waltrip machine out there tonight, started 34th. Like I say, sitting 27th plus spot. Doug Hess, he has got another good one right there. We're just talking about him. He's sitting 30th. He's up to 28th. As Jimmy Coleman's right there too with the K&N machine. Started 32nd. He's up to 29th. Don Runkle Jr., he's got a good throwback scheme there with the Amsoil. He started 37th, sitting 30th right now. Chris Jabu, Quaker State, there we go. That's an old one, oldie but a good one. Started 20th. Well, he just moved up into the 30th spot. Sean Bounty, Harry Gant style, started 25th. Got a little damage here tonight, but he's currently right now 32nd position. Jason Barham, he's got another throwback to the Skull there. So 2 Skull Bandit machines out here. He started 27th, sitting 33rd. Right now, 34th place, old Brian Wortman. He's got the Quaker State machine humming out here. Started 36th. He's moved up a couple spots to 34th. And you got Mike Kelly. Not tonight. He's one a little banged up. He's back. He started 28th. He's back in 35th right now. Jonathan Lockhart out here. He's got, and yeah, you're reading that right out there, folks. And that actually is a crab shop that is down in the sea, kind of down south somewhere. But he started 26th, currently started 26, currently 36 right now, and only one truck out of this one, and that is Doug Simmons, who is out of it. That'll take us all the way back up here to our new leader, which is actually because we got some pit stops happening to Trey Edson. But I'm gonna tell you what, folks, that's our OSR Network rundown order. Gerald, a lot of nice trucks, a lot of nice paint jobs out here.
Yeah, I like the number 6, man. That's pretty cool. But yeah, looks like Nick Cohan came in, as well as the 5 Anthony DeBarro. They came from 1-2. to move on down pit road, get 4 tires and some fuel, because they're on a different strategy than Trey Edson and Justin Fuller. They're on the same strategy. Of course, they're the same team there, Aftermath Motorsports. But we got a couple guys on some different strategies, so it's going to be interesting to see how these which strategy is going to be the one.
Like I said, good. That was a good rundown right there. A lot of great trucks, a lot of good ones, and I know a lot of people ask for that week in and week out. I haven't done it in a while, but kind of situational on what the tracks are. Definitely gives a good thing. I like showing off the trucks. I like showing off these paint jobs. A lot of these guys, they work hard at it. And hey, sometimes, you know, not everybody can get up front.
Yeah, not all the time, no. Not even me.
Look, you're two-time champ.
Yeah, you don't see me out there running, leading all the laps.
No, but you up front all the time.
Not to the last lap.
That's what counts.
That's right.
Right now, green flag stops, and some are making green flag. It looks like everybody's kind of. What kind of strategy do you think some of these guys are on that are coming in now? Because can they make it? They can't make it the whole way.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I know that there's about a 12-lap difference between the strategy that Justin Fuller, Trey Edson's on, and the strategy that Nick Cohan and Anthony DeBarro's running. So, you know, there's 2 different ones right there, and it could be more than that. You know, it could be a couple different strategies, because we got the Turn 1 Heroes, Last Car Loaded. We got a lot of Steel Horse Racing out there, Boomtown Sim, you know, a lot of different teams out there running a lot of different strategies. HPS Motorsports, K2B Motorsports, FS Racing. Looking at some of the teams out there.
Well, just trying to get your idea on, because I noticed that it looks like there's almost about a 10, 15, 20 lap difference, like you said. And, you know, we're getting close in. Another couple laps here. We're going to have, what, 30, 25, about 50 laps to go or so, give or take. I know they can't. Oh, Stevie Minson, he hits the outside wall, almost tore that thing up.
Yeah, he probably got a little bit of damage from that, for sure. Not sure how long he's been out. Trying to find him here now.
27 laps.
Yeah, so he might be ready to come on in.
Yeah, he got a little trouble right there. Actually had a couple cars that lapped down who had already been in, so they were going by him, and he was sitting there battling. It looks like he just got loose and slammed that wall a little bit.
Yeah, we got the 53 of Michael Waters coming off pit road, as well as the 2 of Mike Kelly. They're blending in on the backstretch there, right there by Anthony DeBarro. Trying to see if anybody else is on pit road right now. I believe Joey Gatina's in.
Yep. He's coming down, and that's another one we were talking about, kind of a unique throwback scheme. Again, if anybody out there knows, it says Milton Brothers, and I'm gonna take that's who actually owns it, so that's actually a real team, or might just give it away right there, as it actually might be the Milt's Brothers.
Milton Bradley Company.
Hey, I have no clue. Again, some of these guys, man, they pull out some wild paint jobs here. Good throwbacks here for Darlington tonight for the SimSpeedShop.com Truck Series, brought to you by Sim500. And one thing, I don't want to jinx it, Gerald, but we've been called some free.
Yeah, I thought he was talking about Milton Bradley.
Oh, Milton Bradley. Yeah. Milton Brothers, yeah, Milton Bradley. Don't they make toys or something?
Oh, well, yeah.
They make something, I think. I forgot.
No, the Milton Brothers says they was born in Jamaica.
Food or something, I forgot. So they're born in Jamaica. Are they a truck team?
Not for sure.
Again, like I say, I know we got some good scholars out there in the chat, so anybody out there that definitely wants to chime in, let us know. What that 14, that paint job, what's that throwback look like to you out there? If it actually is, it says Milt's Brothers. I'll get a good, just one good close up.
Stevie got loose, got into the 2 of Mike Kelly there. Stevie in the wall there, coming off 4. He held it up out of everybody's way. It's 17. Had to check up there in that Home Depot truck. But man, no caution.
Yeah, let's go watch it on replay here and see. Everybody likes
that was
good
tricky.
saves. Oh yeah, he got up there, did the Darlington stripe, and then the 2, just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, you'd think he'd be ready to come in now.
I would have been.
Yeah, he just don't want to mess the strategy up, you know. And I mean, I don't blame him, but if you're having that much trouble, you know, you're better off coming in and getting 4 new tires there, where you can hang on to it, because you got a good chance of not finishing.
He's already a lap down too. Then here's the issue is he's losing time dramatically. He's letting trucks go by. Not 100% sure on the strategy. He's gonna struggle either way.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he did a whole lot of damage there to Mike Kelly in the 2 truck, but Mike Kelly, he's right now being scored in 32nd.
Thanks, John. Yeah, the Milton brothers. Yeah, they make games. They make Monopoly. If I'm not wrong, you're right. You just kicked my brain into gear there. But I don't think that's what.
Oh, I was right.
Yeah, but I don't think that's Joey Catina's paint job out there. Is the Monopoly brothers? It's Mittler brothers.
Yeah, Mittler.
I was saying, you know, Milton Bradley, but no.
Yeah, it's Mittler.
Mittler brothers, and again, that could obviously be the actual paint job that they run. So it actually got Scott. What you know? What it's got Scott Stencil on the top of that thing. So
Scott Stencil, yeah,
that must be a Scott Stencil. Well, Scott Stencil's actually a truck driver, by the way, who races on the Monday Night Series here. But he actually is a NASCAR Truck Series driver. So with that having, you know, Joey Catina having a paint job with his name on it, kind of gives it away. Maybe that's actually his paint scheme.
Yeah, the Midler brothers, they're a machine and tool company, metalworking tools, metal fabrication equipment, and that sort of thing.
Well, you should know that,
Scott Stencil there.
Okay, here we go. I knew there had to be somebody. And I'm going to tell you what, I appreciate all the new people out there, man, watching in. Seeing some new names. AJ Henderson out there. How you doing? Okay, the Mittler Brothers is a car OEM manufacturer. So where'd you get that they were, what you call it?
Who said that?
AJ Henderson?
Yeah, I went to their website, MittlerBrothers.com. Metalworking tools and metal fabrication equipment by Mittler Brothers. Diversified
actually, you know
OEM.
what? Yeah, it says on the top, machine and tool on the top of the hood right there. So maybe they make OEM machine parts for cars. Maybe that's what they make.
Hey, could be possible.
That's there you go. Well, I know that's something you know about because you're a welder and you know you get in that field.
I'm a welder.
Okay,
now.
here we go. Industrial
up.
fabrication and industrial engineering is part of their brands. Okay, of metalworking tools. Okay. Okay, so they must have a lot of different like divisions and districts and stuff because obviously they must be pretty big, and that's kind of cool. I mean, it's neat to see, man, sponsors like that, and man, guys, I appreciate y'all out in the chat, man. I tell you what, chiming in like y'all are, getting involved with what some of these guys are, and kind of educating me here.
Yeah, AJ Henderson and Rich Jameson coming through.
Absolutely. I like that.
Yeah, hooking us up. We got the 23, Josh Parker. He's on pit road. The 33, Ryan Howard. He's following him down there. Got a few guys entering pit road. Nick Silver's on pit as well.
Man, we got that one, Rich. Milton Bradley made the games. Yeah. That was funny.
Trey Edson been out for 41 laps.
Hey, what's up, John? Yeah, no doubt. He's been out there for, well, him and Steve Goschalk, actually the top 6 guys have all been out there. Well, as I say that, here comes Justin Fuller into the pit, so I'm going to put the top 4 or 5 guys out there.
Yeah.
Have all been out there over 40 laps.
Yeah, Trey Edson, I mean, he's really making him thank, his own teammate there, Justin Fuller. He had a 10-second lead on these guys, so he's doing something right.
Absolutely. Oh, John Brummett says, I'm a welder of 29 years. Well, Gerald up here, he is a master welder here, too.
I wouldn't say that. I'm a welding inspector, though. I certify welders.
Well, that means you're a master.
I do welding inspection and certification and testing.
So that means you're a master of welding.
Yeah, I had 10 years in the field.
See, there you go. See?
I had a whole lot of fun. I love welding, man. It's awesome. Before I was done welding, I was welding copper steels, like pot steels, like how they make alcohol.
Okay, yeah.
Pretty cool.
There's another throwback here. Maybe somebody else can tell me on this one. Kind of just, picking them out at random here, but the 8 machine, Randy Yoakum. Kind of unique there. It's got caps on it. Not 100% sure on what throwback that is, if it is a throwback at all. Maybe somebody out there can chime in and say, okay, there's another good one.
Caps. Got a big eagle on the hood of that machine.
Yeah.
Randy Yoakum, currently in 24th. Scored 2 laps down. First truck, 2 laps down as well.
John says, hated at work, love it at home because I can build so much cool stuff like a racing I built in April and December. Yeah, hey, who doesn't?
Yeah, you can tack you up a welding rig or a racing rig and all that good stuff. Save a lot of good money. I got a welding machine here at home, and I got a lot of friends that have trailers and lawnmowers and mufflers and all sorts of things, fire pits. And
man, I'm gonna tell you what.
Ask me to weld stuff for them.
I thought old John Marine was a man of a lot of education. Here, we're under caution for the first time here tonight.
Yeah, caution's out.
I'll get to what they're saying here in a second, but find out where the caution is. Is it Mike Kelly, maybe?
I'm looking out there, Joe.
Me too. I'm trying to find it myself here. Actually, it's in
Kelly's 7 laps down.
I'm not sure. Everybody kind of just slowed up.
I'll tell you what, I'll hit the magic button for you.
Hit the magic button. There you go. Huh.
I'd say it was somebody coming on pit road, but
gotta be, because I don't see it on the track. But hey, we'll just say kind of phantom caution. Here's running caution for the first time. Gonna help some drivers, hurt some others, but everybody's gonna get back on the same cycle. And real quick, while we're out here, we were talking about that 8 machine throwback kind of scheme. Randy Yoakum's there, and AJ Henderson. I'll tell you what, a world of information out here. He said, I think he just says that they own a race team known as MB Motorsports and raced in the NASCAR Truck Series. Jamie McMurray raced a team in 2000s. I guess that's who he's talking about. And said, I believe that is a Washington Capitals hockey team. Not sure.
Found your caution, Joe.
What's that?
Anthony DeBarro, the number 5 truck.
What? Oh, no. What'd he do?
Looks like he got a little loose there coming off a 2. He was behind the 00 of Don Runkle Jr. And looked like he went to make a move. Don went to move out of his way. He made another evasive move, and it sent him around.
Yeah, though I found back here, see, show what it looks like on the replay here. Okay, yeah, so they're saying the CAPS stands for maybe the 2017-18 Stanley Cup champion Washington Capitals of the NHL. Okay.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Hey, man, I'll tell you what, wow. We got some scholars out here tonight.
Yeah, did you get a look at that replay?
That's what we're looking at right now. Oh, yeah, it looks like him and the 0. He went to go past, and I think the 00 there went to go down low to let him go, and I think he just misjudged it and went down with him, and he did. He just got loose and just hit the wall.
You see what I mean about turning that steering wheel a little bit too hard with it being so slick out there, and that happened on the straightaway, Joe. So that's how slick it is.
Absolutely, John. These drivers have done a stellar job because this is the first caution tonight, and we're at lap 93 of 130. It's going to stack the field back up here, but I tell you, it has been an awesome race here at Darlington for the throwback schemes here. The SimSpeedShop.com's Sim500 Truck Series here live tonight at Darlington. Definitely is a my hat's off to what these guys been patient with.
Yeah, I mean, I called it early on that there was going to be an early caution. We had one on lap 1 or 2, but to go that long before they had another caution, I mean, that is phenomenal because I thought it'd be a caution every 15 laps. But these guys have been doing a great job out there. And Trey Edson being scored our leader right now. Timothy Johnston in second. Nick Cohan in third. Tommy Ryan up to fourth. Josh Parker rounds out the top 5. But tell you what, Tommy Ryan, he ain't been up there all night. And then here it comes late in the race. He's up in the top 5.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, you know what? We've been on such a long green flag run. I forgot about the early caution that we had at the beginning of the race, under 10 laps there. But you're right, Trey Edson's the leader. We've completed 93 of 138 lead changes, 2 cautions here, this one being the second one. As we're sitting here to go back racing here at Darlington, it has still been an outstanding race so far. As we're talking about the throwback schemes and all these drivers out here, the nice paint jobs that they got going on. And hey, I'm getting an education on a lot of what's happening up here. This is all.
Yeah, I think our leader, Trey Edson, never came down pit road, so everybody that pitted before he did, it hurt him.
Absolutely. Here we go. Pace cars in. We're going back green flag racing. Trey Edson has control of the field, and he's going to put the hammer down, and he does. Green flag flies. He jumps out front. He doesn't have too much older tires, but he has a little bit, and he's want to clear these guys. Behind them, Timothy Johnson, Nick Cohan. They're going to go door to door into turn 1. They're going to try to get single file coming out of 2.
Oh, yeah, he did come in pit road. Yeah, but what a start there. It's so hard, so easy to spin tires here, but look at 2, 3, 4, and 5 right here. It's Josh Parker's making a move on Tommy Ryan as they go into 3. They're side by side. Tommy Ryan way up next to the wall there, giving Josh plenty of room. Don't look like Josh is going to be able to pull it off. Tommy Ryan holds on to that number 4 spot as he's all over the back end of that 55. Timothy Johnston is looking good tonight.
Yep. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Coming out of turn right there. Tommy Ryan's looking very well. Everybody got single file. They kind of mixed that one up there. As you got, like you say, Ryan Howard, he's up in the 8th with Michael Prister there in 9th. So everybody gets fanned back out single file how they want here to line this thing back up. I don't think they're going to stay single file through the end of it. But we're getting down here at about 30 to go.
Yeah, Nick Tim started 24th. He gained 18 spots, Joe. He's up to 6th right now. So all his hard work starting to pay off here late in the run. I think our biggest mover has got to be Tommy Ryan, though. He started 29th. He gained 25 spots. He's up in 4th.
Wow, yeah, so far moving on up through the field. As a lot of guys right now, we were talking about it, on the newer tires, they want to get what they can get here early on. You know, Scott Simley back there is another one. You know, Steve Goschalk is another one back in the back. They want to move it up. But like you just said, Nick Timms on the move. He's up in the 6th place spot right now, trying to get what he can get here early.
Yeah, and, I think we got another driver, the 55. He started 23rd, so a lot of these guys up front has gained a little over 20 spots. Timothy gaining 20. He's up in 3rd. But they pretty much drafting down the straightaways. As Tommy Ryan came down the front stretch last lap, he was pushing the 55 across that start-finish line.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Right now, these guys are just nose to tail. Again, we saw this early on in the race and early on in the run before they got kind of fanned out in that long green flag run and a couple green flag pit stops. But everybody right now, kind of nose to tail. You got to go way back here to the back.
We got trouble, Joe.
What we got it at?
The 57 got in the wall, causes the field to stack up there. As they went into 3, Tommy Ryan got in the back of somebody. I had to go back and watch it, but man, they got lucky on that. It could have caused a big one there.
Let's go on the replay here, man. Let's the viewers see what we got going on. 57 of Nick Cohan's got that red machine. I got a feeling the wall's going to play a factor here. He's coming out of turn number 4, it looks like here. coming down the straightaway, heading off into turn, excuse me, that was turn 2, heading off into turn 3. Yeah, he went into turn 3, got in the wall, and you're right. Everybody, I mean, that could have been huge. Good job by him. A couple guys did get in the back end, but man, you want to talk about a parking lot instantly right there.
Oh yeah, they're still racing pretty hard up here up front. Tommy Ryan trying to make up some of those spots that he lost there when he checked up for them guys, and yeah, that could have been a big deal there. It took out a lot of trucks, but what a great job by all the guys for getting through that. You know, a lot of guys got to check up for that to happen, and they did it. And they did it right. So good job for all the guys out there. I know some of the guys out there probably would have used, would have liked to seen that caution, especially the lucky dog, which would be Joe Hudson. He probably really would have loved to see that, but he could have got in it too.
Yeah, so. And another thing there too, you know, Jared, got to give a hats off, man. We talk about the drivers. Yeah, a lot of those drivers, good heads up awareness, because that could have been very, very bad on their end. I mean, you know, that right there just shows, you know, what kind of talent's here.
And you don't get that in every league, man. You know, I get frustrated sometimes, but you know, the patience that these guys have, it just makes it so much better to be up here in the booth with you, Joe.
Yeah, hey, John, just that's an interesting comment you made right there. We haven't really talked about like that, but you just saw Nick Timms making that pass going into the turn down low coming up. I would say to a certain extent, this track maybe has a little bit of momentum to it, because if you don't hit the mark in the turn, you definitely can lose a lot of positions very quickly.
Oh yeah, you know, like that's what happened to Tommy Ryan, you know, but he made up a couple spots there. Still got a fast truck. He's got a little bit of damage there from somebody getting into the back of him there when he checked up in front of him. Nick Cohan ended up hanging on to it after he kept it up into the wall, so those guys didn't get into him. And he's still running pretty good there up in ninth. Nick, it looks like Chad Cole's on the move too in the 82 truck. Him and Tommy Ryan right now is looking good. I'll
tell you what, we just saw right there the 23 of Josh Parker we were just talking about. You talk about momentum. Here would be your perfect, that was a perfect example of what momentum killing would be here. As you just saw Josh Parker, he went side by side, and I think that was with Tommy Ryan's. Tommy was down low, Parker was up high, and Parker actually came out of the turn and hit the wall, which obviously stopped all momentum coming out, and then he got passed by 2 and 3 different trucks there. So not only did he get the Darlington stripe, but he lost a lot of positions too.
Yeah, and these guys are on the move, you know, like Justin Fuller. He just took over that number 6 spot from Tommy Ryan. Tommy let him go there. He didn't fight him too hard there. I think Josh Parker fell off just a little bit. He's coming in pit row here. He's been out there for 28 laps, so he's ready for some new tires. Not sure why. I think he took the wave around last caution there, but a lot of guys moving, man. They're out there. They're racing, Joe. Caution's out as soon as Josh hits pit row, man. Tell you what, that is frustrating. If I was in the 23 truck, if I didn't have my helmet on, I'd have threw that thing out the window.
Chad Coleman. I think that's who, man, got involved in this one. Let's go back and watch the 20 machine. Leader. Yeah, points leader here. He's out there kind of by himself. Nobody's around him. Like I said, we saw Josh Parker there. I'm saying that it was Chad Coleman because he was right there. Actually, it was in front of him.
Trouble in front of him.
Yeah, E.J. O'Rourke slowed the field up a little bit. He got in the wall. I'm still waiting on the replay here. Oh yeah, in front of him, Doey Wood. No, actually, that's the 8 machine and Stevie Minson. And he was just a product of nowhere to go.
Yeah, they got together. Stevie ended up going around there on the back stretch. Had it parked backwards there for a few minutes. I think the 20 will be all right there. Chad Coleman, he did get a little bit of contact. But I don't think he's got a whole lot of damage on that truck. That could have been a lot worse, too.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I mean, that could have been a very bad, but just kind of one of these tracks where, you know, something happens in front of you. Not a lot of places to go, but pit stops here. Everybody's coming down. So we're in the caution here again at Darlington for the simspeedshop.com. Sim500 truck series here tonight. Good throwback schemes. A lot of these drivers are bringing out here. Been actually in an exceptional race as we got less than We're working on about 20 to go here as they're going to get back. Going to be less than 20 to go when we go back green.
Yeah, that means things are going to heat up. And if they hadn't already heated up after that last caution, then it's going to be on fire this time if it gets any hotter than it is out there. But, you know, what just happened there between the 8 of, I forget who's in the 8. Randy Yoakum in the 8. He went into turn 1 there, got into the wall a little bit. Stevie Benson couldn't quite lock it down. He was really close to him there, so he couldn't miss it. And just part of driving hard, man, and it happens. It's just part of Darlington. Like I said, you're going to get into that wall, and like John says, get that Darlington stripe.
Absolutely. As we're setting sail here, man, tonight we're still racing here under the lights here. Well, excuse me, under the lights. No, daytime
under
here.
The sun.
Under the sun, yeah. Well, we got some
Sunlight.
lights. There we go. Bright light here. As racing, when we go back green, like I said, we'll have less than 20 to go. And I always say business is about to pick up. Run what you brung. There's two things I point out. Obviously, the last lap, that puts an end to it. Normally with 5 to go, if a caution comes out, that'll put an end to it here on iRacing. There is no green, white checkers. Unless it just, you know, falls the right way. But
Yeah.
an exceptional race. Justin Fuller back out front. Nick Cohan right there in second. Man, who's going to win this thing?
Hey, I tell you what, it's going to be tough because, you know, with 20 to go, a restart, this is when your crew chief comes in handy. And, you know, Aftermath Motorsports back up front 1-2. And, you know, their crew chiefs must be talking to each other because they gave both of those trucks 2 tires and sent them up front on that front row. Everybody else took 4, but everybody did come down pit row besides some of the guys further back in the pack, like EJ O'Rourke, I think, Sean Bounty, those guys stayed out. But most of the guys come on down, and Justin Fuller and Nick Cohan, they took them 2 tires, which I don't think they was out there very long, so it shouldn't be too bad. But if you're the first guy with 4 tires like Trey Edson, then you know you're licking your chops.
Think it's a good idea on those 2 tire stop?
I think it's a great idea, you know. It probably might be too great of an idea, though, because it's going to, I'd say, loosen the truck up a little bit, which is already loose out there. So, I mean, if you can drive a loose race car or drive a truck on ice, then you're doing all right.
Not me.
That's what it's going to be like. It's going to be like they're on ice out there. And, you know, some guys are fast. Some guys like it. I know I do. I like it slick, and I like it where you can't hardly drive it. I mean, you know, I probably shouldn't, but I do.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Like you just said, some drivers, they definitely like that. Some don't. As we're getting set here to go back green flag racing here at Darlington. As the lights on the pace car off, we're going to see, though, Justin Fuller and Nick Cohan can hold out front and hold those angry lines behind him off, as he's got a lot of them right there. And it's a heck of a race we got going on here at Darlington. It's a good one here as pace car's pulling in turn 3. As Justin Fuller, he'll bring them back up as everybody's out there getting set here out of turn 4.
John.
Yeah, no doubt. Pace car's in. Pace car's in. We're going back green flag racing here. Justin Fuller, he's going to waste no time. He's going to jump the gun there and take off as green flag flies. Here comes the 10, though, Trey Edson.
Yeah, the 10 and the 33, man, I say they're in the catbird seat because the 57 of Nick Cohan, he didn't get a great restart like he wanted. That opened the door up for the 10 of Trey Edson, and Ryan Howard's going to try to push him down the backstretch, help him get around Nick Cohan as they go off into turn 3.
Whoa, tell you what, that is a tailgate party right there. That is 4 tires versus 2. We're going to see if it prevails. The 10's on the inside. He gets into contact. They're wrecking.
Yeah, Nick goes around hard too, man. Oh, Lordy. And it's going to stay green.
And the reason, well, no, it's not because, well,
yeah,
still green.
Wow.
They're off the racing surface and.
Not really. I guess they are, but wow, that should have been a caution, Joe.
Let's go back on the replay and just break this down for everybody. What happened up here? You got 2 tires versus 4. A typical Darlington here. We've talked about it all race. Doesn't work side by side racing. Something's got to give. And that truck pushed up, barely contact between the 57 and the 10 of Trey Edson. Sent Nick Cohan around. He's way off the racing surface. And when he went to go get started back, EJ O'Rourke lost it coming off the turn and a hard impact. Wow, and you know, iRacing, if you're far enough off the racing surface, will not throw a caution.
Oh,
Wow.
how did he? What in the heck?
Yeah.
EJ just come flying off 4, and
Lost
I mean, wow.
Yeah,
I was
lost
wondering
it.
what all that racket was, you know.
Whew, boy, I tell you, you know, and that hurts right there. You know, Nick Cohen was running so well all night long. So was EJ O'Rourke, having a pretty good run. But you know what? Sometimes that's just how it folds here. But right now, Sean Castro, man, is the man who is trying to run down Justin Fuller. Remember, he's got 4 tires. Justin Fuller's got 2. Castro on the inside. He's going to go to the point. He's going to clear him into the wall. Justin Fuller.
Oh, those 2 tires, Joe. That's the product of 2 tires right there. Now we got a caution, and a lot of cars might get caught in that if they're not careful, but it looks like they'll be all right.
Let's go back. You got to also look at it's go time. This is what you call pushing it. Normally in the race, he probably would have let him on go, but he pushed the envelope here. Justin Fuller did. Sean went down on the inside. He had the run, had the tires coming off the turn. He went to the inside, dove it. Had to pass there. They made a little bit of contact, typical. He passed him, but Justin drove that thing into the turn. When he did, he got to the wall, contact, had it held. Then it just spun right in front of the field, and you know and I know once it spins in front of the field, that was a good job, though, by a lot of these drivers. That could have been a lot worse than what it was.
Yeah, you know, Sean Castro, he had that pass made there as he went into the corner. You know, the 52, he pushed the issue there. He wasn't going to let him go by that easy, and that's for that number 1 spot. So you can't blame him.
No.
But he probably should have just let that pass go, maybe try to get him in the next corner. But, you know, I think it's a product of those 2 tires, and that's what I was saying. You know, it puts you out front, but it sets you up for those guys on 4 to make a move on you. And if he would have had 4 tires, Sean Castro probably wouldn't have been able to make that pass like that.
No, and you're 100%. I think I'm 100% agree with you on that one. I think that was just a product of the tire wear difference there. Sean had the pass. You know, obviously Justin did not want to give it up. It's go time here at the end of the race. No driver wants to do that. But the thing about it is he has to look at if we can actually see a silver lining anywhere, we'd have to think about the fact of he needed to think about, I'm on 2 tires, this guy's on 4. He come blowing by me like I was nothing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He should have just went ahead and, you know, not fight the issue there. Just let him have that spot, and maybe he can get him on the next corner, you know, make another run at him if you're fast enough. But, you know, when you're up front and you're battling for that lead, it's hard.
It's tough.
But he had already cleared him there, so to come back up on him on the outside, coming through on a track like Darlington, and we've been talking about it all night, it's more like a single groove track. And I know that Sean Castro probably wasn't expecting him to pull up alongside of him there on his outside.
Well, if you saw what I saw there, Gerald, and actually he tried to get to the back end of it, and actually the wall is what caught Justin. So really, he actually, Darlington kind of snapped out there and said, you know what, do you want to be aggressive? I'm going to show you how of why they call me too tough to tame. And right there was a perfect example, and it shot him around.
Yeah, I'm surprised that as many trucks came in as they did, to be honest with you, Joe.
Yeah, a lot of drivers come in and get 4 tires. Now 2 of them stayed out. That'll be Trey Edson and Nick Silver.
What a move by
What's that?
Brian Howard, though, you know, and it's unfortunate that he got clipped, but he pretty much had that cleared had not the wall been there and bounced Justin back off that wall into him. But what a good move by Ryan Howard, and a great run by him tonight, man. I hate to see him end up getting crashed out like that late in the race. He put on one heck of a job tonight.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Well, the thing about it is when we go back green flag, it'll be less than 10 to go here at Darlington. We've already seen some fireworks. They've had some long green flag runs. That's typical for about any race here. Your cautions breed cautions. That's just the old saying. And, you know, it's go time as Trey Edson and Nick Silver both stay out. We've seen, though, it really wasn't that bad last time. It's just all about how you're going to hold on to it up front. But you got Doey Woods and them as the first guy behind them. It's on good tires. It's going to be interesting here.
Yeah, you know, and Trey Edson staying out, not a bad idea. Anybody behind him, probably a bad idea. And with Nick Silver being the only one behind him, it's going to be ugly for Nick here on this restart unless he can just time it perfectly. Otherwise, Doy Woods is going to be there, and he's got them 4 tires to help him out. So Trey Edson looking good because he gets to do this restart here. He gets a chance to get out in front of these guys and set himself apart from them and let them battle behind him. So Nick Silver's got his work cut out for him here with 10 to go.
Absolutely. His lights off on the pace cars, pulling this awesome field around. Trey Edson out front there in the number 10 along with Nick Silver beside of him. Behind him, he's got a bunch of angry lions back there, though. It's going to be less than 10 to go here at Darlington to settle this one. Hopefully it'll go all the way out, but you know how that usually goes. Pace car's out of turn 4, going to drop off on pit road, and it does. Here we go, Trey Edson. He's going to put the hammer down and take off up front. He's going to want to get a jump on the field. Green flag flies. We're back racing here at Darlington. Edson gets a good jump out there. Doy Woods does. Nick Timms on the move up to the front.
Trey Edson looking good for a win here.
Yes, he is. He got a good jump out front. And right now, here comes the 59 of Sean. He was another one who was on the move. He had to fix up our Chad Cole is on the inside trying to make moves.
I can't believe that they're not side by side up front, but Chad Cole down on the bottom. He's able to hold it down there. We know Sean Casto's fast in that 59 as he's moving, trying to catch up to Nick Timms, but the 46 of Nick Silver, he's got Scott Simley there, which is second in the points. And you see why now he's in that 4th spot here late in the race.
Absolutely. Nick Silver, he kind of moved over, knew the Doy Woods was a lot faster, let him go on by. He's got Scott Simley on his back deck lid. Doy Woods is on 4 tires. Trey Edson's on 2. We'll see if it's a matter of time if he can run him down. The real fight right now is back here about the 5th, 6th, and 7th spot.
Yeah, that's right, Joe. These guys trying to move up towards the front here, running out of time because they got 8 to go this time by. But, you know, it's go time, Joe, as they say.
Absolutely. Nick Timms looking very good. Sean Castro right there. Michael Prister's another one up here. Glenn Campbell, Chad Cole, Tommy Rhines rounds out the top 10. As it is a fight. All these guys are on good tires, and so you got to try to get what you can get. As you can see now, Nick Silver kind of moved back, and old Nick Timms has to be careful as Chad Cole, he had to make a wild move in the back.
Yeah, check out the 51 of Nick Timms, the 12 of Scott Simley, and the 59 of Sean Castro. These 3 trucks right here, they got pressure from Michael Prister right behind them as well. But Nick Timms tried to make a move there on Scott Simley on the bottom here in 3 and 4 last lap. Couldn't quite get it done, and Sean Castro tried to move in on his outside there and take over that spot from Nick. Nick closed the door on him, so some racing going on right here.
You know what? A lot of times, man, at a track like this, you sit back as a mentality of a driver. You're trying to get what you can get, but a lot of times with a track like what Darlington is, really too tough to tame is the name of it here. Most of the time, you have to sit back and go, I'm going to give what the track will give me. It's not so much what I want to try to take. Is it going to give me what I want?
Yeah, and you're going to take every bit it gives you too, and a little more, you know, and some.
And that's what I'm saying. You're going to try to push that envelope the best you can. As right now, you see Scott Simley moved to the inside. Is he going to be able to make that pass? Is he going to push the envelope here? You got to see, and there it goes. Nick Timms ran it up into the wall. That's what I was talking about. This track is going to be like, look, fellas, y'all might want that position, but I'm only going to give you so much.
Yeah, and it looks like the high side's a little bit faster than that low side there as they come off the turn there. Too wide there, Chad Cole down on the bottom, but look at the 51 push that Michael Prister down into turn 1 there as he dives to the inside, tries to make a move on him. There's two of them side by side there as Scott Simley couldn't get the 4th spot there from Sean, and look, we got trouble.
Wow, Nick Timms, boy, tearing it up in the back. Caution is out. Kind of saw that coming as 4 to go. I mean, I'm going to tell you what, that might put an end to it here. We're going to have to wait and find out. But let's watch the replay here. They were side by side. Nick Timms got up into the wall. A little bit of stripe right there. He had Chad Cole on the inside again. We talked about it all race long, side by side, coming off of it. He was on the tailgate of Michael Prister, looks to the inside, and he just caught the apron, shot up the track a little bit. and they still were kind of side by side, and
Looked like he got loose.
Got loose coming off, yeah, and then Glenn
Tap
Campbell
Brister.
nowhere to go. Chad Cole barely
Look at
missing
the
that
points
one.
leader
Wow.
there. He just drives right through there, man.
Woo.
Like he just knew where to go, man. Hey, that's why you're the points leader, Chad, because you make the right decisions at the right time, man. Them split-second decisions mean a lot, especially late in a race like this, because he could have got caught in that and sent to the back. And after a long race here, man.
I got a feeling this might put an end to it here, but we're gonna hold up. Trey Edson still out front. Doey Woods in second. Nick Silver there in third.
Yeah,
Got
it's
to
over,
see.
Joe.
I'm with you. I think we're pretty much. I was paying more attention to that awesome battle going on back there to what lap we were on. Having to look up when the caution flew and was like, hey, we got 4 to go.
I can see the 10, their pit down there. They are jumping up and down, throwing all kinds of stuff around. And another win
as long as they
there
don't
for
throw no
Aftermath.
riches out on the track, we're all right.
We're getting 1 to go here, Joe.
Yep, it is over with. Trey Edson's going to pull it off here at Darlington for the SimSpeedShop.com Truck Series, the Sim500 here tonight. Nice run, nice race. Awesome one here. What I tell you, it definitely was good. And, I see the comments out there. I'm going to tell you, product, the old argument on iRacing, big fields versus smaller fields. Hey, big fields are nice. I'm going to tell you what, though, for the most part, this league here, I will say this, puts on big fields. And for y'all to have the racing that y'all have with big fields, it's phenomenal. So don't complain too much about it. I mean, y'all actually, you got it pretty good.
I think you got the best of both worlds here, Joe. This race was a perfect race for anybody to watch, including me. I thought it was exciting. I enjoyed every minute of it. You had your long green flag runs.
Oh, yeah.
You had your side-by-side. You had your Darlington stripe going on. A couple cautions, a little bit of wrecks for the people that like those. I mean, a little bit of everything there for everybody. I enjoyed it. It was fun. And the 10 pulled it off. Aftermath Motorsports is going to pull off the win here tonight at Darlington.
And you're right. We saw when we started off with an early caution. After that, though, it was pretty much, we had a long, almost 100 laps worth of nothing but green flag running. And, obviously at the end of the race, everybody, it's go time. You got to go. So it's what
you don't
it is.
give nothing away. You make them work for it. And that's what was going on there, I think. And, it didn't work out for them, which, hey, it happens. It's racing.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, it puts this one in the books here tonight for the Sim500, SimSpeedShop.com Truck Series here at Darlington. Trey Edson, he's going to be the man with the plan. It's going to win it all here.
Yeah, be win number 2 for Trey Edson. He just won at Kentucky, race before last. We went to Bristol last week, Kentucky. We came from Kentucky, went to Bristol. So Nick Cohan got that win. If it wasn't for that at Bristol, then Trey Edson be 2 in a row.
Nick Cohan. Well, Nick, I guess everybody's got their own opinion. I reckon. But either way, man, we're going to put an end to this one. A phenomenal race. As always, these guys, man, put on a good show. Let's go back here. And, man, I tell you what, I got some dudes up here in the thing that we're going to get a talk in with. And the first one here is actually going to be Nick Silver, third place man here. So let's bring him up. Let's get a talk with him.
Nick Silver, it's Gerald West. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
Hey, man, you're finishing up on the podium tonight after starting 15th in a long, hard-fought battle here tonight at Darlington. I'm sure you got you a Darlington stripe, man. How'd you do it?
Holy cow, I wish I knew. I didn't have anywhere near the truck for even a top 10 tonight, and got stuck on some bad pit strategy. Had to take the wave around, thought for sure I was done. And shockingly, a bunch of people pitted on that last yellow, so I saw it as an opportunity, and worked out.
Hey, well, you drove that red Exalta number 46 up through the field, man, and you got lucky. A little bit of luck don't ever hurt anybody. But you put that thing on the podium, you kept it clean for the most part. I see you had a little bit of right front damage there from that, I guess, that Darlington strike. But hey man, you did good job tonight.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Anybody want to thank?
I gotta thank my teammate Sean Casto. You know, he always makes me better, and he definitely finished a lot lower than he should have. Gotta thank you guys for putting on the broadcast, Sim500, and say hi to my mom and dad watching.
Hey man, yeah, you're right. Sean was fast out there tonight. He's gonna finish a spot behind you though, so he's still up there in the top 5, man. Good job to you guys, man. Congratulations on the 3rd place finish tonight.
Thanks again.
3rd place man, Nick Silver, did an outstanding job here tonight. Awesome one right there. Let's bring up our 2nd place man, Doey Woods, another one who did a fine job here. Let's get talk with him.
Doey Woods, it's Jerry West in the OSR Network booth. You got me?
Yeah, buddy.
Hey man, I'm a big fan of you. You know, I got to talk to you here, was it last week, I think, and or maybe it was the week before. If not, either way, you've been putting on some great performances. Been finishing up in the top 5. You're looking good in the points. Currently, I think you're 4th, maybe 3rd, but you're up in the top 5 in points, and you gained a spot there on Justin Fuller there. Yeah, it put you up in 4th spot, man. How'd you pull this off tonight? How'd you get off in 2nd?
Well, everybody, you know, I beat up my truck earlier, so I got it out of the way, and then everybody else there at the end started beating up their truck. So then we got on even playing fields, and then I was able to race again, and everybody, you know, got together there and got lucky with a couple moves and got up to 2nd, and had a little something for Trey, but I ran out a little bit of time. But that's, you know, a good win for him. I'm happy to finish 2nd. I kind of overachieved considering what happened earlier, so I'm tickled.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you there. Could that Toyota Carry 07 think he could have got Trey, man, with about 10 more laps in it?
Well, if it had ended on green, I believe, you know, either I'd have been, you know, toasting the champagne, or I'd have, you know, we'd have both been wrecked, probably, because I haven't won in a long time. So I was going to rattle his cage if I could get to him close enough, no doubt about it, because I'm hungry for a win.
Oh, absolutely, and you're due for one, man, and I ain't no doubt in my mind you got plenty of races left here. You still got time to do it, so it's looking good for you, man. Anybody you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all my guys out there, and, you know, out there in the other world. Appreciate it, and I think about a lot of people a lot of time, and, you know, I wish the best for everybody, I really do.
Hey man, good job out there. It was fun. You know, you started 6th, finished 2nd. Just can't beat that.
That's right.
I tell you what, man, 2nd place guy right there, Doey Woods, and I love that comment that he just made right there.
I know it.
I beat my truck up early, and I let everybody else just beat their stuff later. That was just classic. I love that.
I'm telling you, Joe, if I could buy a Doey Woods shirt or hat, I would do it.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Hey, Doey, if you hear
awesome.
me, hey, let me know if you got one of them things. Send me a link.
Good one right there, man. Well, this guy right here, he held them off here tonight at Darlington. Trey Edson, Joe White in the booth, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got to take us back here. 2-tire stop. Did you think it was going to pay off?
Actually had no tires at the end.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, all right. That's even worse or better.
Yeah, we were leading, and I had a huge lead, and then caution comes out, so we all come down. I took 4, others took 2, and I couldn't pass them. So when I saw the, forgot who it was. I think it was, I don't even remember. Whoever was 1st and 2nd, when they pitted, I knew I wasn't pitting. It was so hard to pass until the tires fell. I mean, you had to get 20, maybe 25 laps into a run until you could pass someone. So I was like, I'm going to get the track position back and just make it tough on them. Doey was fast. I wish we could have raced it out. I've been racing Doey since probably 2005 or 2006, somewhere in there. So we've known each other a while, but it's been a while since we really duked it out for a checkered. So I was kind of looking forward to that. I got to apologize to the 57. I got into him off 4, spun him out, but a caution didn't come out. Otherwise, I'd have been put to the back, and I wouldn't even be here. So it's I feel bad about wrecking him. That's why I didn't do a burnout or anything. I don't know, feel kind of dirty about it. So.
Well, you know, it's Darlington, and we talked about it all race long, getting side by side like what y'all did. Sometimes just doesn't pay off. You just never know on what's going to happen. But like you just said, you stayed out. The pit stop was awesome, and it was a great call. You and Doey was, you know, you did a phenomenal job. But hey, you survived. The lady in black here tonight for the Sim500 Truck Series here at Sim500. Man, you got anybody you want to thank for the victory tonight?
Just thanks Sim500 for hosting us, letting us have fun. You guys for broadcasting, all the sponsors of the league. It's fun to be a part of.
Well, I tell you what, right there you go. You have at it, Trey Edson, the man putting it in victory lane here tonight. Good job again there, Trey. As we're going to go here to unofficial results order here. Gerald Trey Edson puts it in victory lane. Doey Woods in second. Nick Silver there in third. Sean Castro there in fourth. Scott Simley up in the fifth. Chad Cole, 6th. Michael Prister ends up in 7th. Glenn Campbell in the 8th. Tommy Ryan's in the 9th. And Joe Hudson rounds the top 10. Well, some guys, hey, they love this place. Some are like, I don't know. This place is tough.
You know, it's tough, man. I don't know if I love it or hate it. It just depends on how I finish at the end of it. You know, that's how I take it. But you know, tonight I had fun up here in the booth watching it. Like I said earlier, it was the best of everything. You know, we got to see it all tonight. It was exciting. It's always fun watching these guys over at the Sim500. Gotta love SimSpeedShop.com, and you know, especially the guys out there, man. These guys that are out there putting on the show, they deserve all the credit because they're the ones that make it happen. But I'd have to say one thing, man. Hey, Doey said it. He said, hey, if I had 10 more laps, I would have got this one. And I don't doubt that. You know, he might have, he might not, but I don't doubt it. He had those newer tires. And congratulations to our winner, man, Trey. He did a great job. He's always fast out there. But I gotta say this to him, man. Don't feel bad unless you are for sure Nick would feel bad if it was the other way around.
Absolutely about it. Racing's racing. Some things happen, some things don't. Well, with that said, we're going to leave Darlington. And that man, Trey Edson, right there, put it in victory lane. And hats off here for the SimSpeedShop.com Truck Series. Everyone, hope y'all have a good night.